Hey guys, this is Mythic Silken Court and the most recent testing on July 25th. I wasn't able to tell what they changed. There was a minor visibility change on terms of the orbs that spawn on this fight. So we thought initially that they had changed the fight so that the same color could spawn the same orbs if you're familiar with the fight. So how this fight works is that at the start of this fight, you want to split the raid in half, and 10 people can soak on each boss. The boss will immediately cast this thing that'll apply marks on the entire raid that lasts the entire fight. If you ever collide with an opposite color, you die. It's kind of like Blasphemy from Anduin, but the entire fight. Sometimes when you take damage from mechanics in this fight, so if you soak a web or if you get hit by a frontal or something, you'll spawn an orb. The issue is that you can only soak the opposite color orb. So it makes it really bad if you get hit by any mechanic. It pretty much ends up in a raid wipe. My experience of testing this was similar to how it felt during Mythic Tindral when I tested it, where it just feels like this is going to be an insanely difficult boss. Because we only made it like a minute and 30 seconds into the fight total. We were able to do the web mechanic on Mythic successfully one time, which is this pull here. You'll see. You'll start out here. They immediately cast this thing. You need to be in the circle here to get your mark, your color. If you're not in one of these, then you immediately die for the entire fight. You will get a debuff that lasts forever. That does 137 million damage per second to you. That persists through death. You just die. They want you to be in this thing. So you have your debuff. You do your opener here. Now what we tried here. So this frontal is just on a random player. It does not matter. It could be ranged, melee. Ideally, the melee stand on the towards the edge of the room, so it gets baited away. But it's not consistent. It'll be on the range sometimes. If you get hit by this, you get impaled on a spike and stunned until someone kills the spike. And more importantly, you spawn an orb that the opposite color would have to somehow soak, but it's kind of impossible. And then after 10 seconds, those orbs expire and explode and deal damage to the opposite color. So if they spawn like a purple orb from getting hit, then 10 seconds later, the melee would take like a bunch of damage, right? All the melee here that are orange. So as soon as that mechanic happens, there's going to be a toxic rain. What is it called? Venomous Rain, which is a giant circle. You need to spread out. If you overlap these circles here, if you overlap these circles and you get hit by multiple venomous rains, it spawns more orbs, which is really bad. You do not, because you can only soak 2 orbs total per person, because it applies a debuff to you that does damage. If you soak 3 orbs, it starts to tick for like 130 million. It's like a cutoff point. So you don't want to cleave it all with this. You want to spread out. As melee, it's a bit chaotic because the circle, as you can see, is quite big. That'd be probably my main point of feedback for this fight. If they could reduce the radius of the circle, that'd be great, because it's really hard to spread or group up and also spread. So like group up the orbs, it's tough. What I was doing, as you can see here in the corner, I was putting a Transcendence down so I could easily get over here, because how we're going to do the movement here is all the melee are going to go around the edge, and then the range are going to move over slightly as they spawn their orbs, and we're going to be able to soak their orbs, and they're going to wait until these ads spawn, and then they're going to move over. So we're going to spread out here. I just barely spread out enough, and then all the melee move over, and then you need to soak all of these orbs. There's one in the corner here that I grab. So I have 2 stacks this Eva. If I were to soak a third, I would immediately die. We spawn these Scarabs here. The range spawn, I'll group up and spawn these Scarabs. We group the Scarabs up. Now the Scarabs, they fix it on random targets and they'll attack them. When they attack them, they apply a 5% damage taken debuff that lasts 30 seconds that stacks. In addition, they have the 6 stacks of this buff here that increases reduces their damage they take by a bunch. At max stacks, it's 80%. I think it's 10% per stack. You can fully CC them, so you can paralysis them. That might be a strategy. But once they reach full energy, they cannot be CC'd anymore. So we were trying to kill these, but as you can see, the other boss we need to hit is really far away, so it didn't seem logical to go over there and hit the boss, because there's a danger of like maybe cleaving with a ranged. And at this point, we're just trying to live, because our best pull was like 15 seconds from now. As long as they have the grouped up, it's good. Don't stand in the funnel, good. Someone gets hit here, it's, that it is what it is, man. And you're gonna see these web bombs spawn. So the ranged, how these web bombs work is the ranged, you have two people standing of the same color. It doesn't have to be the same color, but it's probably should be the same color. Range stand in it, and then if you run into the middle, it'll explode it, do damage, and then the person that exploded it and hopefully only one person, that other person is standing in it, will get a web that connects them. And you need that web to stop a charge, otherwise the raid will wipe. Unfortunately, once you soak one of these web bombs, it will spawn an orb. So you'll see like a purple orb will spawn over here, and somehow the melee need to soak it without dying or wiping the raid. So this is our one successful attempt at this. You need 3 webs to stop the charge. On heroic it's 2, but 3 is pretty crazy. As you see all these orbs that are spawning, we would have to soak these orbs within 10 seconds. And ideally not run into anyone that is a different color than us. So we get the entangle. This stuns the boss and makes him take bonus damage. But as you see, we can't really soak these orbs in time. There's a bunch of orbs over here where the ranged are that we couldn't soak, so they start to explode and kill people. But this is a huge accomplishment for testing. We finally managed to web him one time. And as you can see here, like there's more rains that'll happen. We didn't see much farther in the fight. It's kind of all we can see here. This fight seems like it's a crazy difficult fight. A lot of coordination. A lot of pulls going to be happening. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. That's Mythic Silken Core, at least of what I saw of it. Thanks for watching. I don't know if there'll be more raid testing, but if there is, I'll make more videos and I'll do the raid testing. But for now, that'll be it for me. I may make some raid guides in the future, so look forward to those. As I said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.